And now they get to look at the left-hander Xiang Wang making his first appearance of this Tucson qualifier. The lefty deals down for ball one. Another youngster on the mound for China out of Jialin Province, 21-year-old Xiang Wang. Comes to the plate, it's 2-0 on Gomez.
He's had a tough go in the WBC in his career. Just pitched in the 2023 Classic. He's only 19, and he had 2 appearances, and they were against Japan. Shohei Ohtani, all those guys he faced, and then South Korea. So he has not had an easy go of it. So I don't know if I necessarily want to look at those numbers as, as fact as to what he can do.
In that start against Samurai Japan, he only allowed 1 run in an inning and 2/3, but he walked 6. So the control has been an issue at times. He pours in a strike to Gomez, who so far is 1 for 7. With a double and a couple of runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for the Atibaia, Brazil native. 5-pitch walk. More of the same from yesterday for the Brazilians.
Yeah, they like to walk their way on, but this team can be a little bit aggressive with their swings if you just show them that you're going to be in the zone consistently. So Wong's going to have to, he's going to have to show it. He's going to have to show it early, otherwise this Brazilian team will take advantage.
Gomez has now walked 3 times, but he doesn't really walk, does he? He kind of jogs down to first. We like that.
Has a little fun with it.
Here's the DH, Osvaldo Carvalho, appearing for the first time. And it's ball 1. The home plate umpire is Wilfredo Montoya. Harley Acosta down at first, Tanner Moore at second, Trevor Daniger, who's been a mainstay on the crew, over at third. Ball and a strike on the 23-year-old Osvaldo Carvalho. And these are the stories that we love at these types of events, because he plays for his hometown team in Marília, Brazil. Pulled on the ground, that's through the right side, base hit. Keep an eye on Gomez, he immediately goes to third. Throw comes in, Brazil doing damage on the bases. It's first and third with nobody out.
Just a good, quiet swing there. Get that sharp grounder through the right side. If we were playing a few years ago and they were fully shifted over, that's never a hit.
And that's perfect timing, because Carvalho, when he's not playing baseball, he's a construction worker. And they're building something already for Brazil. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
That was so good. That was so good.
I always try and get Brawl to crack a smile. When I do that, I know I'm doing my job. And Brazil so far, a walk and a single through the right side. And again, how many times have we said it? You manufacture runs first to third. Very underrated part of the game.
Especially, and now you can get Reginaldo, your best hitter, up at the plate with a runner on third and nobody out in the first inning. Even if he hits into a double play because he's not an especially speedy runner, you're still scoring that run. So huge for them to get to third.
Here's the man going after the first one and fouling it off. Leonardo Reginaldo, 3 for 7, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. This is where he thrives, and he's got options here with Gomez at third and Carvalho at first. The outfield very spread out for China.
Yeah, it's like,
I just love how consistent Reginaldo is, because in the first game he didn't get a hit in his first few at-bats, and we were joking about the fact that his average is going down so much in these tournaments because he was hitting over almost 600. And of course, in these last few games, everything has turned around. He had a double in the end of the first game. He had a double again yesterday, and he just hits. I mean, he finds ways to get on.
What amazes me about him, and again, I called his minor league games back in 2013 and 2014. He still has an unbelievable understanding of the zone. Right there, pulls it through the left side. That's a base hit into left field. Again, Brazil trying to take the extra base. They do, and they're off and running. 1-0 on Reginaldo's base hit.
Another sharp grounder pulled this one to the left side by Reginaldo. And man, I really thought that Wu was going to have a chance with that one at shortstop. Nice play to his right, but it looked like it just kicked up a little bit, and unfortunately unable to keep that one in the infield. And so the runner not only scores, but also from first to third. Good job getting over there by Carvalho.
I don't know if Leonardo's ever changed his stance, that little toe tap. It's just working. It's worked for 15 years. And Brazil starts the day with 3 straight on. A walk, back-to-back singles, and a 1-0 lead. Another RBI chance for Dante Bichette Jr. 1 for 8 with a double thus far.
She started in the
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen all that much production from Bichette yet, although he has scored 2 runs. But it feels like he's played better than what his numbers would suggest. I've liked his swings that he's been taking. I think he's done a good job at the plate of getting good pitches to hit, just not really executing all the way through.
And Wong's really digging himself a ditch right now. Now, we talked about what he did against Japan in the last WBC. And then when he pitched against Korea, you referenced that appearance. We'll get a mound visit here. He let up 6 runs in 1 inning of relief. So far, he's given up 1 run and is in danger of walking them loaded for Hoju.
Yeah, just getting himself in bad counts. And the Brazilian offense looking very comfortable at the plate. We talked a lot about guys, especially left-handers, without much velocity, that you have to be able to get inside on these righties so that they're not just, standing out over the plate and taking comfortable swings. Here in a 3-0 count, I can guarantee you 100% that Bichette has the green light here, so you cannot just lay one in.
Xu Di Suo already getting loose in China's bullpen. 15 pitches. And a 1-0 Brazil lead on a Leonardo Reginato base hit. His 3rd RBI of the tourney. Easy take for Bichette, and now they're loaded up.
It does not get any easier from here. Hoju yesterday had an absolute line drive double.
Talked about Hoju's experience in the qualifiers before. You go back to the 2016 qualifying event. He was 3 for 10 with an RBI. Now he's got him loaded. A chance to really punch China in the ribs.
I like the aggression there. First pitch. I know we've seen some walks here, but bases loaded early in the game. Try to knock this out immediately. Do everything you can to put a bunch of runs on the board. I'm okay with that, especially a fastball down the middle. As long as you're getting a good swing off. Of course, if he hits into a double play, probably rumbling and grumbling a little bit, but I like the aggression.
The corners are in for China. Behind the plate, they've got Shuai Wang, who's a wizard blocking pitches in the dirt. We saw that last night against Colombia. Now the 1-1. Ripped through the left side. There's a base hit. The initial runner stopped. Station to station. And it's 2-0 Brazil.
It does not stop. This team is comfortable at the plate. Just not really anything from Wong giving them any trouble. And just to look at that swing straight to the ball. Low line drives we're seeing from this Brazilian team. Not trying to get too big and lift the ball over the outfielders' heads. Just hard line drives through the infield. And like you said, station to station, still nobody out. First 5 hitters of this first inning and no outs still.
Second hit and second RBI of the qualifier for Hoju. They remain loaded for Ma Sky, who's also got a couple of hits and a couple of ribbies. Same defensive alignment for the Chinese. Ball 1. And I think what we've noticed with Brazil, and remember yesterday, it wasn't like it started all that well for them, because they went 9 up and 9 down against Tommy Sommer, Germany's starter, and then they really turned it on in the 4th inning. They went 12 innings before they finally scored, and ever since then, they've figured out what works. They are not going up there looking to swing big.
No, they aren't. They're staying at small, compact. They're playing their game. And when you play your game, manager Yuichi Matsumoto had talked about that a lot with us beforehand, playing their game the best that they can, not trying to be somebody else. And this Brazilian team, they've shown this lineup has a lot of threats, not necessarily home run threats, but just continuous threats throughout the lineup.
2 runs already in. And we could be getting close to a third. It's now 3-1, and you have to wonder if this could be it right here for Wong, should he lose Ma Sky.
I imagine it would be. That pitch count already at 23. And unfortunately, no end in sight in this inning, still nobody out.
3-2 on the way. China now with these 2 runs in this first inning being outscored at 22-3. And it could get ugly here depending on what happens with Ma Sky. Payoff on the way. Ball 4, 3-0 Brazil.
That's an unfortunate walk. I know as this inning has gone on. We started with the walk, and then you had a few singles, and then another walk, a single, and now another walk, and that's going to be it. And for the unfortunate start by Wong. But this game is a must-win, so you got to do what you got to do.
China's nightmare could just be getting started. We're back right after this.
So 3 runs already in for Brazil. Still nobody out, and Shudi Suo comes into the game to try to minimize the damage here in the first, but nobody out and the bases loaded. Suo did throw earlier against Germany in the first game. He walked 3, he hit 1. He only gave up 1 earned run in this inning in the third. He's going to have to find the zone here early because Brazil is very comfortable in the plate right now.
3-0. Xiang Wang faced 6 hitters and failed to record an out. 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks right now. Put on a miss by Carmo. Gabriel Carmo, the 7th batter here for Team Brazil. 0-2 with a sac bunt, also hit by a pitch against Germany. And that 9-7 win yesterday. All in a strike on the way. And Wong held it there, but it's 2-1.
Yeah, pretty good slider there just off the outside corner, but a better take from Carmo. Saw yesterday, good defensive catcher.
I think the catchers have been really good in this qualifier.
Absolutely.
But walks have been a major problem for a lot of these pitchers.
Yeah, yesterday Brazil was the team doing the walking. They walked Germany 11 times, and here today already walked thrice, and 3-ball count here.
Good spot. Really nothing Carmo could do with that. Quick word with the plate umpire Wilfredo Montoya just to make sure things are on the level there.
That's kind of pitch that as a hitter you start walking because there's nothing you can do. You weren't going to hit it, so you might as well pretend it was ball 4 and see if you get the call.
You're either getting jammed or you're just flicking it back to the screen if you're lucky. So now another 3-2 on the way. Mascot walked a moment ago. Now the pitch to Carmo. Lined over short, base hit, left center field. That scores Bichette. Hoju on his way in. Brazil just ridiculous. 5-0. Nobody out in the first.
I think we're seeing a lot of good stuff here for Brazil. I mean, this is the team that in the first game got shut out by Colombia. And the offense, talk about waking up. They literally have not gotten out yet. We are now at the 8-hitter, still not a single out here in the first inning. Already 5 runs in. They want to get to that game on Thursday. You can feel it. They came out ready to swing today.
And what I love, they have now gone first to third 3 separate times in this first inning. And with that ball right there, you see how far Xiang had to go over to get it. Too easy. 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 runs, and no outs. That's the killer for China. Vitor Ito, the batter, with the infield all the way in. Ito 1 for 7 with a couple of strikeouts. He and Gabriel Maciel continue to alternate in the bottom 2 spots in Brazil's lineup. They are a combined 1 for 13. So still trying to find that right mix. This could be the inning for it because everything's gone right for Brazil.
Absolutely. And Ito, his 1 hit is a bunt single. I don't think he'll do that in this situation, especially with the infield in. But, you know, he's a good defensive shortstop. If you have the rest of your offense operating the way they should, then you can deal with a little bit less offensive prowess out of the shortstop position and go with more the defensive-minded player.
Not only was it a bunt single, it was the bunt single which broke up Julio Teheran's no-hitter in the 6th inning on Sunday. But now a likely automatic take here on 3-0. And there's a strike. But already 5 runs in for Brazil. After the first 12 innings of this qualifier, they did not score.
Looks like a different team, right? I mean, in the box, that first game against Colombia, they looked not necessarily lost, but maybe a little bit of extra pressure under the lights. You always got to wonder what was the message after that game from manager Matsumoto, because it worked.
And there is the first out. A foul tip. And Wong hangs on to give Suo a much-needed relief.
And that's only the first out, and he's still got runners on second and third, so no, you can't celebrate just yet. But very nice to get that first out. Sometimes that's the biggest enemy, right? Get the first out, then you can settle in a little bit. Infield's still playing in, so ground ball, you probably keep that runner at third.
Here's Maciel, the number 9 hitter. And it sounds silly, but I truly believe that if China gets out of this 5-0, they'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you're still within striking distance. I mean, you really got to do a lot to get back. But I tell you what, I mean, you keep yourself in a 5-0 lead in the first. Got a lot of game to play.
Maciel skies one in the air into left center. Li Yang charging in, gathering his momentum. The throw comes into the plate. It's a strong one, but not in time. Heck of a slide. Maskai goes in underneath the tag, and it's 6-0 on the sac fly from Maciel.
That was a pretty good defensive play from the center fielder. Li Yang did everything he could to get that out at home. Good strong throw, but that bounce on the grass kind of killed it. Maybe that throw a little bit too high up in the air, so when it hit that grass, it slowed down too much.
What I love here, too, watch the runner at second, Carmo. He kind of bluffed towards third and didn't panic. Held on right there, realizing no need to run into an out. The slide here was great from Maskai, and the lineup turns over as Brazil bats around in a 6-run bottom of the first.
Man, at this point, you just got to get out of it. You just got to get out of it. You got to get back in the dugout and hope that offense is able to take off in a way they haven't been able to yet in this tournament.
Gomez started this ambush with a 5-pitch walk. 3 walks in the inning. 6 runs on 4 hits. All singles for Brazil. But it don't matter. It's a big lead. And now this one torched down the left field line. Up onto the berm for strike 2.
First 6 runners of this game scored. Something you don't see very often.
6 is a good number for Brazil right now. Number 23 team in the world, trying to get back to the WBC for just the 2nd time. On appearance in 2013. And now a 1-2 to Gomez from Suo. Popped up right at Chung. Inning over. But it's all Brazil. They bat around, and everybody gets in on the fun. 6 runs on 4 hits. China's got a lot of catching up to do.